Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Emerald Hill and this is where I review what I eat in a day as a fat girl. As a former fat girl, I've lost over 100 pounds. Boom, feeling pretty good about it. So why don't we just dive right into it? Gonna turn up the sound. All right, so we got an everything bagel with half cream cheese and half butter. It's really sad with anything that's a spread because you think, oh, you know what, like as long as it covers the bagel, that's the portion that it should be. But unfortunately, yeah, you do still have to weigh it out and it's never the size that you're hoping that it is. It's incredible how small a tablespoon really is. Fun fact, when I was at my friend's house, one of my biggest days, we had bagels, but we had no cream cheese. I was like spreading the butter on the bagel like it was cream cheese. Just an inch thick of butter. It was dripping because the bagel was just out of the toaster. I guess I could go under what's the fattest thing you've ever done. And it's like I've spread butter over a bagel as if it was cream cheese. That was me. And now we're indulging ourselves into a Diet Coke. My job bought me lunch. Well, that's always nice. Getting meals bought and stuff like that. A lot of people think, oh, you know, because I'm having it bought for me and it's for free, I should probably get the most expensive thing or get the most voluminous thing to have meal worth the buck that's spent on. But the truth is that if you don't have like food scarcity and stuff like that, and you're getting food from a place that you could just go to on your own, it's not really that special. Then the truth is it's not really that special. It's not really that big of an occasion. Once you start to realize that, then it starts to become easier to come to terms with, okay, I'm actually not going to order the really cool, big, creamy thing that I want filled with carbs. I'm still going to get a salad with a sauce on the side. After a little bit, you start to realize, you know what, I actually don't even like takeout food. Things that I make at home are way better because they're not soggy and steamed in their own heat. So now we have voodoo chips, whatever that's supposed to be, and a giant sandwich, unless that's all from that place. Maybe we're getting chips in the sandwich from that lunch place. This looks like a sugar drink, strawberry lemonade, just filled with sugar, and a 0 sugar Red Bull. If you don't really feel like you want to cut everything out because doing things like, boom, cold turkey ironclad is kind of too much for you, you can kind of start to implement different things into your diet, like diet soda and Mio for your water. And then also every once in a while have that sugary drink, right? Whether it be your coffee or it be that strawberry lemonade thing. But it's very important to start to recognize and be mindful of how much sugar you're drinking and how often it happens, because it's so easy to say, oh, I might have like a coffee now and then, but then you actually take a look at it and it's like, I have a coffee every single day. Oh my god, like with whipped cream on it and everything. Crunchy edamame for a snackerino, and soy chorizo quesadilla on an almond flour tortilla. Ugh, just a pile of soy chorizo. So we do have some protein supposedly in the soy protein of that fake chorizo. We have almond flour tortillas, which might taste really good, right? Obviously it's crispy and there's cheese in there, but it's good to kind of recognize, is it worth it in terms of like the protein? Are you getting enough nutrients out of it compared to the original version of what it is, right? Because if they're similar, then what's the benefit of getting maybe the higher priced version? Other than that, I think that might be a homemade soy chorizo quesadilla on an almond flour tortilla. Good for you in that way. Heck yeah. And we're eating it. And we're saying goodbye. Today was not that great of a day. Everything is way better if it's made at home, and we did have a sugary drink. So it's really important to start to recognize it's sort of like either or. Either we have, you know, the sandwich, or we have the sugary drink, right? Or we have a homemade meal and then we have the sugary drink, and then kind of be more mindful over what our portion sizes are all throughout the day. A bagel with cream cheese and butter for breakfast, and then we snacked on some chips, and we had our sandwich that we got out, and then we had the sugary drink, and then for dinner we had cheesy almond flour quesadillas or whatever, and then we also had the edamame thing for chips. So I would say that this is a really great basis routine for having a healthy lifestyle. Get to go to work, work, we're out of the house, and then we come home, and that's really perfect for kind of compartmentalizing and keeping ourselves busy. When I look at that, I think that more preparation needs to be had in the beginning of the day. So instead of throwing down a bagel with some butter and some cream cheese because, ooh, she tastes good. Probably implementing some protein so that when lunchtime comes around, we're more inclined to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not really that hungry because I had a high protein breakfast. So I'm going to get something that's more on track. And even though that sandwich was a really great sandwich, the only problem with it really is the fact that she had it with a strawberry lemonade drink. The strawberry lemonade drink is probably around 300 calories by itself and has probably the same amount of sugar in a can of Coke, so over 30 grams of sugar. So just in one of those bottles for her is kind of like a day or two worth of sugar alone, added sugar. When I think about that, I think switch out some things for, better stuff like the sugar lemonade with a Diet Coke again, or just some water, and then start to improve from there, looking at the soy chorizo quesadilla, like how she made it, because that's really easy to start to take away some calories. If the soy chorizo was cooked in oil, start to see how we can take away some of that oil, and then start to see like how can we implement more things to make it voluminous so that you don't feel like you have to maybe eat more bread and carbs like that, such as more salads and stuff. There is no lettuce or greenery around those soy chorizo quesadillas at all. Is it quesadillas or quesadillas? Or quesadilla? Which is it? What do you need today as a plus size girly?
It's a new month. I cannot believe the first month of 2026 has already come and gone.
I know, isn't it crazy? Happy February.
But anyways, starting off strong, I went to church this morning. It was super cute. Then
that is super cute. It looks like it's kind of like a decorated church.
I'm trying to explore my little area, so I had a little solo date day. I went to Applebee's and I got the little trio mix, and I got a drink, and I got a Diet Pepsi.
Very cool. I think that going on a solo date is very important. I think that it really helps establish that you can venture out and have a good time on your own. And you don't need to kind of entertain someone the entire time. You can really just focus on what you want to do. And I think that that's perfect. And she got herself a little snacky plate. I would just say Housewives of Orange County. And when they go out, all they have is a glass of wine. Or when it gets really interesting, they have a bottle of wine. But, that's really great. It's important to not take yourself away. This is a special little thing. It's a solo date, right? You can have a drink to yourself. I think that what's important is that you start to look at the sugar. Because the sugar is what's going to make you feel down in the drags, feel crappy, and give you that hangover. When I go and I have a solo date, I'm probably going to have a vodka soda because it's just vodka and soda water. There's no sugar in it. It's not going to make me feel like ugh, the next day. If you start to look at this is a bit of an overindulgence, right? Not to say that you shouldn't have this snack plate, but now that you've had your sugary drink, which is actually really the treat, maybe it's okay to have not that. Drink your Diet Coke, drink your drink, walk around for a while, have some water with you, go home, and then just eat light for the rest of the day. Right? And then that way it all kind of evens out. But you had a really great time and you don't feel deprived.
But anyways, these are the honey barbecue wings, and then I got mozzarella sticks, and then I got the chicken quesadilla, and all of it is super good.
I love how they say boneless wings when it's really just attuned to your inner child. Come and have some chicky nuggies with your beer. Yeah.
And then, I got the Diet Pepsi and a Tito's Sunrise, which is super good because I like Tito's better than tequila, so perfect for me. But anyways, how are y'all?
Oh, interesting. I wonder if Tito's is a non-alcoholic version of tequila. I think it might be vodka. I think Tito's is vodka. Once you're over the age of 25, you're basically not drinking tequila anymore, unless you're The Rock, trying to still somehow appeal to the youth.
Gift card one of my friends gave me, and I got a small ice cream. It was cake batter with yellow cake and cookie dough. I wound up not finishing it, but the fact that it was technically free was just fun to go out and do stuff.
You can start to see how you're not actually limited and you don't have to think oh, but if I don't have this, then I won't be able to have anything ever. But that's not true. We had a sugary fun drink, and then we had a fun snack plate, and then we went and we got free ice cream. So if she decided not to have the snack plate or the sugary drink, she still would have gotten the ice cream, right? So it's really good to keep in mind that, just because I'm choosing that I don't want this now, doesn't mean that things aren't going to come into my future that could actually even be free. There you go.
And then I wound up going to the gas station and getting a Sprite, and then I decided to go.
Apparently, they changed the bottle of Sprite to be see-through so that when they take pictures of landfills, you don't see all of the little green Sprite bottles sticking out. They're like, let's just blend in. We're not going to change anything for the better. We're just going to make things look better on ourselves.
Bowling, also by myself, kind of random. Anyways, there was a Chinese restaurant next door to the bowling alley, and I thought I would just get Chinese food afterward, but it wasn't open. And so I just sat in the parking lot and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go to L&B. And I'm so happy I did because I got fried calamari, grilled chicken and veggies, and some potato croquettes. I have food for like the next 2 or 3 days. And they gave me free ice cream and coffee just because probably I was sitting alone. But honestly,
wow. Okay, so see, like, oh my gosh, we totally did not need the lunch that we had today because we got another almost free ice cream. And then we went to this place and we had a huge pile of basically grease covered in lemon juice. Very good for detoxing, by the way. And then we also had our actual dinner, which was the only good thing today, grilled vegetables and chicken. And then we got another free ice cream for some reason because we're sitting by ourselves, which is hilarious because the cynical dude just did a review on a woman that deliberately goes to restaurants and sits by herself, pretends that her date doesn't show up so that maybe the restaurant feels bad for her and covers her bill. But look, when you go and it's just a genuine I'm on my own, good things can happen, right? So that's really interesting. She went to another place and she got more food. I would say that so far, as somebody that also likes to go on single dates, you kind of get wrapped up in, oh, now that I'm by myself, ooh, the only way that I can treat myself is to have little num-num treats. That thing of like, oh, I don't want to miss out on it. I don't want to not have it. Like, come on, I deserve it. I'm by myself. I'm on my little lonesome. I didn't witness this. My mom witnessed this. She went to an ice cream place with a very thin friend. And before they walked into the store, they only had their ice creams for 3 seconds. The friend was like, boop, she threw it in the trash because she was like, okay, I'm done. Let's go into the store now. She spent $10 on this ice cream that was probably like this big. She took 3 licks of it and threw it right into the trash. That's what that woman's solo date is like 3 licks of ice cream. When we look at that and we start to have anxiety in ourselves, how could she turn something down? She can turn stuff down because obviously there's a plethora of stuff waiting for her. More ice cream. There is more free ice cream around the corner, believe it or not.
it was super cute. I read my Bible. The table across from me had their little birthday party. And yeah, it was a good day and I'm ready to start the week. That's all. Love you guys. Bye.
That's really beautiful. And I think that that's really good to be able to, like, obviously she's talking a little bit about her belief system, right? She went to church in the morning and then she did a bit of Bible study on her own. And I think that that's really great because in the Bible, there are ways that they frame these things so that you can kind of come over, like if you really wanted to be religious about it and you really attested to those things, you can start to relate your diet to God. God is giving you all of these little gifts. How do you turn down God's gifts? You can start to look at them as little challenges that God is giving to you. According to the Bible, you're supposed to be able to say, thank you, God. Thank you for giving me these challenges so that I can overcome them. So maybe if you start looking at it that way, like all of these little free ice creams is God's love showering you. And at the same time, they're little challenges, right? That you get to overcome and then revel in that with him later when maybe you pray. You get to say at the end of the week or the end of the night, like, look at all of these challenges that you presented me and that I overcame. And then you will be rewarded with the fruits of your effort, which is weight loss or just feeling a lot better about yourself because you didn't have so much of that good sugar. But moving on to the next person.
Here's what I eat in a day as a happy fat woman. Happy relative term, it's a really hard world right now. Happy and confident in my body, not happy and confident in the state of the world and our
Oh, that's really sweet. I think that that's a really good thing to be able to present to people, right? 2 truths can happen at the same time. I can be happy and confident in myself, but also feel really bad about other things. And right now she's saying like it's not about, her personal life or her weight or whatever. It's about the state of the world, which what is happening. But yeah, we're just gonna put that aside. I've refused to talk about it. That's not even allowed in my house. I'm not talking about it. Anyway, it looks like we're starting off the day with a Go Macro bar.
Started the day with an easy decision. I got a bar. In these moments when you wake up and you just feel the heaviness of the world, you just need something easy to do. And
yeah, exactly. An easy decision to start off the day, and that's what everybody should be able to have. You should have your pan already on the stove, the oil spray right beside it, and a fresh couple of eggs waiting for you in the refrigerator. refrigerator. But yeah, honestly, to say like a protein bar in the morning isn't that bad. If it has protein in it, then that's what's going to keep you full. But if it's one of those protein bars that's really just a carb bar, then you're going to be hungry in the next 10 minutes, baby doll. But good luck to you. Oh, also, adorable jacket. So cute. Love the color on you.
Bar was easy today. It's also very challenging because I work with kids, and so I can't really wear my emotions on my sleeve because the kids are so innocent and they're just like...
Yeah, kids are really innocent and they pick up on everything. And because their brains aren't developed yet, their ego is enormous. So even though you are just stressed over the fact that there's horrible terrors happening in the world right now, they're gonna think it's about them. I know, right? Oh my god, you're self-centered, which makes sense because your world is just your mom's house, the car, and my classroom. It's very stressful being a teacher and working with young children because it very much is that challenge of compartmentalizing. You cannot bring your emotions through the door. And that is really good when you're empathizing with this person and seeing, wow, you actually have to practice all of the time bottling up your emotions and not being able to express them willy-nilly because you're just not allowed to, right? And that's a skill. Good for her for having that skill. It's a very difficult skill to be able to have and maintain.
Just like filled with natural joy that you just don't want to dim that light. I made it back home and I really just herminated for the rest of the day. I had frozen food lunch. I had this frozen Starbucks focaccia, like mozzarella sandwich along with a masala burger from Trader Joe's. It was our first time ever getting them.
Whoa. What is happening? I've had 800 things for lunch. I had one thing for breakfast because I just can't handle the day. And then when I got home, I had the entire refrigerator. I'm just kidding, obviously. Let's see what she actually had. It was like a lot of words all at once.
I made it back home and I really just herminated for the rest of the day. I had frozen food lunch. I had this frozen Starbucks focaccia, like mozzarella sandwich along with a masala burger from Trader Joe's. It was our first...
This is something that I very much relate to. I have a little morsel in the morning. And then even though I think to myself, oh, I feel like little spikes of hunger throughout the day, like even like egregiously starving. But then after a little bit, it goes away. It's actually really important to pay attention to those things and have little protein snacks to meet those things because this is what happens as soon as you get home. I'm starving. Let's go. We're gonna have an entire little baguette with mozzarella and a masala burger on the side. It sounds like this person might be vegan or vegetarian or something, so that might be a vegetarian burger. So it's probably packed with a lot of carbohydrates just to fill it in.
First time ever getting the masala burgers, and honestly, they were really delicious. Like more potato-y than I was expecting, and I was happily pleased.
Yeah, see, more potato-y than I was expecting. So really, I just had mozzarella sandwich with a side of potato.
It feels silly to continue to post just like my normal day life, but this is what's bringing me joy, is creating these videos and talking about my feelings through it. And so I'm grateful for you to be watching this and just me enjoying a little.
It's really good to go back to the simplicity of life. That's where you're gonna find a lot of joy, is just the simplicity of it, the easy decisions. Just, I get up, I get myself ready, I go to work, I come home, decompress for a bit, do my hobby, decompress for a bit, go to bed. Everything else is just so like noisy. And this sandwich looks delicious. It looks like it's a mozzarella but with maybe pesto, and she put tomato on it. Very delicious looking.
Sandwich for the day. A sandwich that I put entirely too much ranch on.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, swimming in ranch a little bit. I would say that the baguette, the bread alone, is probably at least 300 to 400 calories. If not, it's focaccia, so it actually might be like 500, 600 calories because they really massage the oil into focaccia. And then we have mozzarella, high in fat. And then we have our ranch, high in fat. And then we have what else is on there. So I'm going to say that that sandwich is at least 800 to 1,000 calories. That's fine when you think about the day. Well, she only had a protein bar. Yeah, she's going to have the protein bar. She's having this 1,000-calorie sandwich. And then she's going to have the masala burger. And we're not done yet. So just keep all of that in mind. It looks like, oh, small portion, fine. No, not always.
Worked out in the end. Had my emotional support take 5 along with my emotional support cat. Cats are so special that way. I'm sure all pets are like this, but they just have that emotional connection to you that I feel like whenever I need a cuddle, my cats know it and they come supply. Created some more joy by just going to Trader Joe's for dinner and just having ourselves a little picky plate, a little girl dinner, if you will. I'm cracking up because I thought this charcuterie board ate and it looks sparse, girl. But it was delish. We had some hummus, cucumbers, red pepper.
That's a really good point. So you made a couple of really good points in there. I don't know, my eye is like always like this now. I must have gotten through a stress thing because now I have a nervous twitch in my eye. This month has been a really hard month for me, actually. But anyway, she had an emotional support chocolate bar alongside her emotional support cat. I think she just cuddled the cat. But I'm just kidding. That was a terrible joke. That's a really good point. And then she went grocery shopping and made a charcuterie board. It's really good to actually pay attention to those things. Even though it sounds like a joke, you can see that when she's eating it, she looks bored. She looks kind of sad. Obviously, she is really worried about the state of the world, as we all are. Oh my God. Maybe the things that people are saying do have merit, right? Like, you get up and you don't have a high protein breakfast, and then you go and you bottle your emotions for the entire day around people that you can't let out anything of what you're feeling just to be able to keep up with the fact that they are feeling pure joy, right? That must be a struggle in and of itself, even when you don't have all of these things in the back of your mind. And then you come home and you decompress and you still have to go and get groceries and stuff like that. Like, that is kind of depressing, right? And like, yeah, you got to go and hang out with your friends, but like, where is your ability to vent this stuff? You're saying like posting these videos brings you joy, but who are you talking to about the feelings of despair or upsetness or concern about where the world is at right now? Are you actually talking to somebody about that? Because like, it's really great to have an emotional support cat, an emotional support chocolate bar, and say to yourself like, well, I can't do anything. You're actually important, right? These feelings that you're having are actually important feelings because you feel like something's wrong and you need to do something about it and you can't. And that's not good. I would say it would be really good just to let yourself have somebody that you can talk to in private about your real feelings, because the internet is just not the place to do it. Now we have cheese.
Apple, grapes. This brie with mushrooms, a dream. Literally my two favorite foods together. And my husband and I just shared a bunch of...
Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's like we're saying to ourselves, oh, I just had a little plate of this. I had a tiny sparse plate of that. Hummus is really high in calories. All of the sauces that she had is high in calories. And now we're having a picky plate of deep fried stuff. So even though it sounds like, oh, I only had a little bar for breakfast, oh, I only had a potato patty and a baguette for lunch, and then I only had this little small charcuterie board, and then I had this picky plate, it really does add up. I would say that her day is probably already at 2,100 calories, if not more. But there you go.
And I just shared a bunch of little appetizers, mushroom tarts, caramelized feta tarts, some fish nuggies, a taquitos, and just a lot of support for each other.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about the chocolate bar and stuff, I would say that this day is absolutely at least 2,500 calories. It just sneaks up on you. You don't realize it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just the fact that obviously you're really stressed out, and I don't think you have anybody to tell you, yeah, you can't do anything about any of that stuff. All you can do is focus on yourself. You want to focus on yourself being a happy fat woman, right? Then just think about that. You have this beautiful job where you get to teach kids and experience pure joy, something that a lot of us have not experienced in a very long time. It's good to just take a break, like let yourself relax. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Even though there is a lot of terror and upset and horror out there, you have to realize like it's your life. You're important. You can't do anything about the rich people of the world or bad people of the world or whatever. All you can do is make sure that you are respecting yourself and your body and your body's dignity and your body's health as much as you can. And whatever that looks like, do that, because your happiness is very important. If anybody heard bad things were happening to you, they would be very upset. They would feel the same way that you're feeling right now over strangers. So when you get caught up in all the negative comments and stuff, just remember, something actually bad happened to you, people would feel extremely distraught and disturbed by it, just as we do, right? So good to remember that. There are people that wish the best for you and hope for you and all good things. So just pay attention and go back to the small simplicity of life. Your hierarchy of needs. I need to be sheltered. I need to be fed. I need to be warm. I need to make some income because I put out or whatever. And yeah, now I need to just take care of myself, because that's what's the most important right now, is taking care of myself, my family, my loved ones. And then beyond that, we'll discuss it. later. But thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that everyone is having a really great February so far. Thanks so much for listening to my videos, and I hope to see you again soon. All right, bye for now.